Hello. Good morning. Howdy.
How was
Top of the
every?
morning. Salutations.
Okay, you got a skip in your recording there. Good morning to everybody in the chat. If there's anybody in the chat, but how has your morning been so far this morning, Todd?
Uh, Uneventful.
That's good.
Uh, yeah.
Did you?
At my age, I'll take it.
Hey Phil, you'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually eventful means problems. I really enjoyed yesterday's show. You had a good show yesterday.
Yeah. I enjoyed yesterday's show also because you didn't talk as much as you usually do.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right.
I
You
had to
know,
go
good
there.
morning, Lag. Good morning, Phil. You know, you got to do something to keep from having dead time.
That's true.
But it was no,
And
it was it
it
was
was fun having Phil on because he knows how to talk. He can keep a conversation rolling for sure. But yeah.
yeah, it was real informative, and I like looking at the coins and whatnot. Um, what you got going on today?
Uh, I hope same old. Just list, ship, walk on my treadmill, fart.
Well, I tell you what, I can help you on that last one if you want to get your prescription for Ozempic.
I'm gonna put the thermometer in the pool today and see if I can stand to get in it.
Good
It's
morning, John.
it's been so cloudy and a little bit cooler than this time last year, so
You don't
the
have a
water
heater?
the water may be a little chilly still.
Well, you need to get you a heater so you can use that thing all year round.
Phil talks a lot of shit sometimes.
Well, that's this show and Todd's show and Scott's show. most of the most of the funny shows or the good shows. Um, Roberto's been watching the replay of the Westminster Kennel Club dog show, and she said, "You know, if we ever move out to the coast or we move out to the lake, we need to get a dog that likes the water." And I said, "Well, we need to make sure we have a gunite pool and not a vinyl liner pool because they like pools too." Yeah, lag.
Yep.
Do your dogs ever get in your pool?
No, not on purpose. They've both been in it, but they didn't like it.
Um, I was looking for something. You let's see. Today's Tuesday, so you don't have to go out today unless you got to run errands. And like on Thursdays when you got to go do business with the girlfriends. I haven't done. Haven't listed in a couple of days. I've been trying to get this place reorganized, and now all my crap is in my den, and I got to go start after I get off this show. Fold some towels. I got to start sorting that, and it's either going to an auction, it's going to be listed on eBay, it's going to Goodwill, or it's going in the trash. And our trash is picked up tomorrow, so I need to get it all done today.
There you go.
and then I'll be somewhat organized in this part of the house.
Uh,
It just,
it says Star Wars something. You got on a Star Wars shirt?
yeah, I had it. I bought it when I went on the cruise. I needed some festive shirts, I suppose, but because normally most of them are all single colors. Which I'm hoping by the time we go on the cruise, I'll need to buy a whole new wardrobe. So, because we started keto yesterday, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, mainline, mainstream keto, not not playing at it. Because we both need to lose some weight. I think I'd feel a lot better if I lost about 50 pounds. Hopefully, I'd have more energy. Sorry, I flipped off of that. Lag, Tom. What's your? Yeah, my shirt says Star Wars on it. Good morning, Joanna.
Cha-ching.
She's she's what, 2 hours behind us? Joanna, are you 2 hours behind us or 1 hour behind us? It's 9 o'clock here, so it's is it 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock where you're at? Already got all the kids off to school, or one of them off to school, I guess, because yeah, I think the little boy is still too young. But
What did I just sell?
oh, you're on Central Time, okay. So you're on Todd's time.
Yeah, it's not Central Time. It's Todd time.
Todd time. Well, when you know when Valerie did the show, you know, she was. We always talked about real time, the East Coast time. Oh, both of them. Is that little one in school now? Jeez, time's going by. I mean, my baby's turned 25 on Saturday. My oldest one turns 26 in July. So for 3 months, I have triplets. What'd you sell?
I sold a Zodiac pool cleaner O-ring replacement part. It's basically just a great big fat O-ring.
Well, a sale is sale. I've got a bunch of people that's made offers, and I've accepted a couple of things, but nobody's paid yet. So I guess it'll be Friday before they pay. Good morning, Ron.
Mm.
I just wish they would fix that. So when you accept an offer, when a buyer makes an offer, you accept it. It should go ahead and be paid, just like if they were buying a regular buy it now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just can't have everything I want.
Why not? You're rich.
I wish. If I was rich, I'd be sitting up. This show would be coming live from the, the stern of the um, Kismet.
I assume the Kismet is a really fancy ship or something.
It's a yacht, a very nice yacht.
Okay.
It's for sale for $125 million.
Well, I might be able to come up with 125, but then I wouldn't have any left over to crew it.
It's
Or to buy diesel for it.
yeah. I imagine it takes. I imagine it takes some fuel to run to push that thing around. But it was nice. It was docked. It was docked beside the when I went on the Royal Caribbean. It was docked beside the ship in Nassau. But such is life. Probably get bored with it after a while. And then I'd have to listen to Roberta say, "You spent $125 million on a boat, and we don't use it." But such is life. Do you Whatever happened with the UPS claim that you put in? Did you ever get?
Oh, it was denied.
It was denied.
Yeah. They said they didn't have evidence of value, and then they gave me 30 days to fill out more paperwork, and I said, you wasted 2 hours of my time, at least 30 minutes of my postmaster's time, and at least 30 minutes of your own time on this for over an $80 insurance that you're being belligerent and not paying off. They wasted at least 2.5, 3 hours of good productive time that could have been used for something else. Pisses me off. It's no wonder the USPS sucks.
That's not what I wanted to do.
So I haven't got the time or the effort or the energy. Lag. I could make a good video about it, I suppose, but where would that get me? 150 views.
You need to get Yeah, but now you're starting all over again. You got you. You're starting over off that $100 minimum again. Since you just got your $100, they should be sending you a check.
It just what? They should just have a button that says automatic refund. I mean, I probably ship at least 600 priority mail packages every year. And, yeah, it's just crazy stupid that they don't go in. They wasted, I don't know how much my postmaster gets paid, but he spent some time. I mean, bare minimum a half an hour doing all the paperwork he had to do on the thing.
Oh, there's Phil. Sorry, Phil. Hang on a minute.
I would lag, but they may not even be made out of metal.
Oh, there we are.
There we are. Phil, do you have experience with fake silver?
Oh,
We
I had
talked
some
about
fake
this
silver
yesterday a
today.
bit. Yeah.
Well, here, hold on just a second.
Ooh, okay.
That's the Kismet, Todd. So why don't you get off some of that oil money of yours and buy that thing?
Oh, that boat's outdated. It's probably 10 years old.
It is that. It's about that old.
It's no good anymore.
I don't know if I could afford it.
There's just barely room to land my helicopter on that.
Roberta, I said, if if I could afford it, Roberta said, you wouldn't buy it. Because it probably costs $10 million a year for that thing just to sit in the water.
Looks like Phil can't hear us.
No, I don't know what that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just that every time I put the headphones on, it cuts the camera out. It took me ages to get that to work on StreamYard. I haven't worked out how to do it on this one yet.
Well, I have to be different this
Yeah,
time.
Tom has to be all cranky weird going EVMUX.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. It's the same. It's the same
It's
deal, isn't it?
yeah. Um,
Every time I turn on the headphones, it cuts the speaker out, it cuts the camera out, and it throws a hissy fit at me, and I think, oh, for Christ's sake, just do without it then.
It's like dealing with the U.S. Postal Service.
Oh. Well, I've done all
actually,
my shipping for today. That's good. Well, I haven't taken it there, but I've packed everything.
I got some new silver yesterday, Phil.
Oh, yeah, I did see a video. I don't know, was it that?
Yeah.
All the Britannias, was it?
Yes, some of it. With the king on there.
That's right, yeah. Those Britannias are pretty good looking. They're not bad. I was surprised you didn't get a 25 of them to fill that tube.
pretty.
Can't see it so well on your webcam, but your camera yesterday, the detail came up real good.
Yeah.
It's got like a dimply field, doesn't it? It's got a sort of a patterny field on it.
Well, the one he had yesterday, did it not have a crown on it, or is that the same one you showed yesterday?
No, that's the one I had. I think I had the ones that were done on for the coronation. Those I
Okay.
think those Britannias are just Charlie ones.
Uh, just what ones?
Just Charles. I think they're just.
Oh, Charles.
That's going to be yeah. It's going to be a standard portrait. I think you're only going to get him with the crown on for the coronation
Right.
editions, which I think are going to be quite sought after. I don't know if they've done a Britannia with a crown. I'm not sure. I know they did sovereigns, which sold out in seconds.
Now, how many coins do y'all have?
Christ.
Every. No, I'm talking about actual denomination. Like we have pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars.
Well, currently we have pennies, tuppence, 5p, 10p, 20p, 50p, £1, £2. There is a £5 coin, but it's not legal. Well, it's legal tender, but it's not for circulation.
Uh-huh.
And then they do the mint do all their funny coins like £20 coins and £50 coins, but they're only for precious metals.
Tuppence is 2 cents. Is that 2 cents? A tuppence?
Yeah, one of them. Oh, blimey.
Good morning, Jim and Tara. Yeah, because
Hey,
in the
Yeah, these have been out since 1971. They're still. It's only them and the 1 pence that are the same coins that came out from decimalisation.
in the Disney version of A Christmas Carol, Scrooge takes the 2 coins off of Marley's eyes, and he looks at this kid that's, I guess, the helper to the mortician. He says, "Tuppence is tuppence."
So
It's like we used to have the 3 pence coin, which were threepences. Yeah, we used to have them. I've still got. I don't know. I've got thousands of them lying around. I haven't got one around at the moment, but they had. I think they had 12 sides as well. They're a multifaceted coin.
Right.
these are
Where they all gone.
about 8-9 years ago. The Elemental Mint through Providence Metals put out a series of coins that were based on zombies, and they would take American coins and change the characters on them to be like zombified.
Really?
Wow.
And that was a fun series. They would put them on 1 ounce silver coins like this, So they've
This one
started
post today.
they've started a new series now called
Limited edition. You can only get it at the Royal Mint.
You
they started a new series based on the same thing, except they've gone worldwide with the coinage. So this is similar to, it's called Pandemonium,
Oh yes, yes.
and it's based on the Chinese mint series of coins called the Panda. So this is a regular Panda made by the Chinese mint,
right.
and then the zombified
Panda.
Panda up in the tree.
With the eyes.
Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
Anyway, just kind of adding fun to silver bullion stacking.
So you're going to take that commemorative coin from the coronation, or you're going to take it by Chuck and get him to autograph it for you, so it'll be worth a lot of money?
Yeah, why not? I do have autographed coins from. There's a hell of a lot of people. I don't know if you have the same in the States. I think you do. You know, like when people get a bunch of coins from the bank and they go through it looking for rare mintages and things.
So I put out a video showing the new King Charles coin, and I had a comment on there from a viewer of the video that said, "I will never purchase a coin with this Antichrist on it."
You get these people, don't you?
Well, actually, I put the
He's the head of the
pandas.
English church.
I put the zombie pandas in the same video, and I'm not exactly positive that they
I
weren't.
bet they buy coins with Darth Vader on, though, don't they?
Yeah.
I had to put mine on as well, look, Tom.
Okay.
I've got a bit of Darth Vader on.
Yay. Lanchar Picker, Craig Lanchar Picker, good morning. I also like Panda Express.
Yeah, Panda Express is all right.
When we were in Australia, we got to pet pandas. Good morning, Felix. It's
No, we didn't. We petted koalas.
what did I, oh yeah, excuse me. Sorry, we petted koalas, not pandas.
They're all marsupials though.
They're all cute though.
Pandas are actually bears, aren't they?
I think pandas are bears, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're just weird. They're just weird bears that won't mate with each other. They eat grass. They're looking to go extinct.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like more docile and they eat bamboo, but yeah, I don't think they're a marsupial. I think they're a bear.
No, they are bears. They got the teeth, but I don't know what evolutionary path they're following.
I was watching a TV show about politics. It was, a drama. And the U.S. and China were having a little spat. And China was threatening to recall the pandas that they've loaned the United States.
Tell them to come and get them.
Yeah. I've never seen one real in life. Felix says all gold and silver is the devil's money. Send them to him.
Mr. Sadie, I got 25th place in the tournament last night.
Was that out of 25?
No, let me look. The tournament had if I can find it. I think I left it up. Yeah. Let me see how many players were entered. 922 players, and I finished 25th.
Not
wow.
bad.
Do you dress like Kenny Rogers and play the gambler while you're doing it?
Yeah. Of course.
Put the big visor on.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yep.
How did you do?
So what's your strategy if you've got a pair of aces in the hole then?
Huh?
What's your strategy if you've got a pair of aces in the hole before the draw?
My strategy is to take all the money from the other players.
Yeah, do you go in hard to try and get anyone off, or do you give it a quick sort of like a
It depends on
medium?
the situation. If you've got very few chips left, yeah, it doesn't hurt to just go all in, and
Just see if you can scare the life out of people and get a quick one.
or it's not good to ever check it off and slow play aces because somebody can outdraw you pretty easily.
Can you just see their cards, or can you see their faces?
No, not on online poker. All you
So you just got to play against the cards, have you?
well, you start picking up patterns from you'll be sitting at the table with the same players for possibly 30 minutes to an hour, and you start seeing patterns of their betting and their calling and their folding, and yeah, you base your play off of that.
Do they have casinos in the UK? And,
Yeah, they
and the
do.
reason I say that is because I know that, it was been 100 years ago when I was in my 20s. Some friends of ours were talking about going, and the only casinos were in private clubs back in that day.
Well, it gradually has changed. I think I used to go to casinos way back last century,
Right,
and they were clubs. You had to join them. You had to be vetted.
right.
I used to love it. I used to love it back then because it wasn't expensive or anything. It was like about £5 fee a year or something. It's nothing, no big money. But you then had the exclusivity. You didn't get people just coming out of the clubs and pubs and
Right.
bars
Careful.
thinking, oh, we're going to spend some time on the tables tonight. And you can't just walk in. So if you're a member, you could go in. There was no drinking on the gaming floor. But they give you free soft drinks, free food and everything like this. And the restaurants that are attached to it were really cheap and really good. The bars were good. If you just wanted to stand in the bar area and have a late night drink, there was no trouble. It was nice and quiet. You could enjoy yourself till the early hours of the morning. But then they opened it up to the public.
Right.
And you're allowed to drink on the floor. You can do this. You get idiots walking in off the street. I just don't bother now.
So it's become one like an American casino. Let's see, who was it said? Felix says y'all all need to get back to bingo. Dude, bingo on a cruise ship is expensive to buy.
House.
Yeah. The one that I won $125 in, it cost me $72 to buy into that thing.
$28 up.
I used to go to the Indian casinos and play bingo a lot, and that was back when I was in my 20s.
Well, the Catawbas had a bingo parlor here down in Rock Hill, and that's all they had was the
They'd have a bingo hall up there, and then they'd have a full casino too. And I'd go play at the bingo hall, and then sometimes go to the casino afterwards.
I used to enjoy the roulette. I used to enjoy the wheel. It used to be my
I like watching Mr. Bond play Baccarat. He plays it so cool.
I used to have a quick go at the old, I don't know what names they give it over there, Pontoon 21 or whatever they call it over there.
Blackjack,
yeah. I used to play that, but the players around the table never used to like my strategies. I used to get some looks and some bloody comments. Because you're supposed to play as a table, aren't you? You're supposed to play the dealer.
right,
But I couldn't be arsed with none of that. I just wanted to play for me.
right.
And people next to me go, why the hell did you draw? You can see I've got two bastard tens down here. Look, I don't give a shit.
Mr. Sadie has played some bingo in his time. B4.
I did win
I
won the Powerball about a week ago.
Okay.
That's the thing I don't get with the lotto over there. Your lottery, the government takes half of it, don't they?
Yeah, they take
What's that about?
45%.
Well, you have capital gains on it.
45%.
No, the government takes half before.
Oh,
I mean,
before
they take.
really?
Yeah, because they take it, they take it your stake, and then they take your winnings.
Then they
Oh.
get to tax the win.
They when
Well, I
you,
only won 100 on Powerball. I went in and scanned my tickets. I had a $4 Mega Millions winner and a $100 Powerball winner, and I think that's the most I've ever won on Powerball.
I used to work in a bar where the syndicate there had won the lottery, and there was, I think, it wasn't a big win. I think it's only just over $1 million between 13 of them, so it was like 88,000 each. And that was an interesting bar to work in.
Felix says gambling is a sin. You're all going to hell.
Well, silver
if you're
stacking is
going to,
kind
if
of
you,
sin, isn't it? It's
if
you're gambling against the cost of the bullion going up and down.
yeah. If you're going to talk about that, 90% of the stuff we eat's a sin.
Yeah,
Because it's bad for your body. And
I'm
that,
sinning right now.
Yeah.
But the Lord forgives everything, remember?
yeah.
As long as you ask.
Our local Indians, the Catawbas, they had to cross into North Carolina to build a casino because South Carolina wouldn't let them have it. So they went into North Carolina. It's on Interstate 85, which is one of the busiest. 85 and 95 are the busiest interstates on the East Coast. Anyway,
Are you in the Carolinas?
yeah, I'm in Charlotte. Named after
Do you
Queen
know-
Charlotte. Thusly, the
Do you
Queen
know
City.
a guy that comes on? I know Todd's spoken to him before. A guy called Jeff goes by the Carolina Claws. Bad Cat Cafe.
I don't know him.
I think Todd's spoken to him a couple of times.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
A big beard on him like this. He dresses up as Santa Claus. He's got quite a reasonable. I think he's mostly on Instagram and stuff, but he does a hell of a lot of work for the charities and stuff, and he looks like Father Christmas. He proper looks like him. But he carries it off. He's on. He's very pro British. He's on virtually every live stream over here. He's popping up.
You're supposed to
Good-
sing
good
Father
job.
Christmas. You're supposed to sing Father Christmas, not say Father Christmas. There's an old, like 70s version of A Christmas Carol that's a musical, and this bunch of little young street rogues that go around singing after Scrooge, singing Father Christmas. So anytime I hear Father Christmas, that's the first thing that pops in my mind because that's my favorite Christmas Carol movie.
Well, stocks are slipping at the open. Not much. Let's see what gold and silver are doing. I think they dropped some more overnight.
I haven't looked at silver today. Thing is, I've been going through a load of the old coins that I bought in lots to see what silver I got in there, and I've been testing it down the old magic slide, and it slides down there, and then I look at the weight of it, and it's half the weight of silver, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? That's got to be aluminium, isn't it, or aluminum?
Right.
Someone's diddled me.
Yeah, silver's right at $24 an ounce. So
How much is that per gram?
I don't know, 24 divided by 31.1. Huh?
I'll pull up a British site and I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Let's find Britannia.
I don't know. What's silver in pounds? Let's see.
There we go. It's up a little. We're on 62 pence per gram, which is
So
£17.47 an ounce.
1917 per ounce British.
I'm finding this information from the same company that still hasn't sent me my 2-ounce coin. So they're keeping my coin and the value's dropping.
The louds.
Well, tell them to keep the bastard.
So you paid for it, they just haven't shipped it?
Well, the thing is, like I say, when the coins were released, they were released the Royal Mint site. That hit 70,000 in the queue within 1 second of the website opening. But I know a dealership that also sends them out, and they do the same prices, and they do free shipping. I got on there within 5 minutes. I'd secured my coin that I wanted, and I've been still waiting for it. It's been 3-4 weeks. The third party value of it's dropped by 25%.
You need a partial refund.
Partial refund. The thing is, they got it back on their site again, subject to availability, which is down to, if they get a cancelled order or if they get one in. They've whooped it up from 190 to 325. I thought, cheeky bastards. They've done that within an hour of it selling out. I haven't got it in hand. It does me head. It's like other companies I use. They had it to me under 24 hours. I had the coins. I put them on eBay. I'd sold a lot in a day. I made double my money. I could have doubled my money on this nice little piece that I got. I'll probably only get about 25% profit from it now. I might just have to keep. Well, the thing is, if I keep it, it could drop more. It's a lot of bucks to have hanging around because its bullion value is only about 40-60 pound. It's only about. It is a collector's coin. It has been struck to high standard.
Right.
Well, it's like I say, it's limited to 1,006 because they always give the royal family a couple of coins. I would love the royal family's coin collection. They got every first issue of every coin and note ever. Right, that's got to be millions and millions.
Yeah.
Mr.
Pays to be royal.
Mr. Sadie said he sent in a 63
king.
Impala once. We named him Joshua. That's when a 63 Impala was long enough that a 6-foot person could lay across the back seat on it comfortably. Do you where do you get your coins from, Phil? Do you just buy them through dealers, or do you?
I get a lot of it off of eBay. It's quite good bit of reseller sourcing. You get everyone else who's like a generalist. They have to go to yard sales, estate sales, sort of like charity shops, things like this, to troll around and get huge big items. I sit in front, right where I am now, do selective searching on eBay. I know what I'm looking for. I can look at 100 listings a minute, and if I see something that's a bit cheap, I think I can double money on that straight away. Bump, I'm straight on it. I have to sit here until, well, it's gone now, but I have to sit here until my post arrives, and I normally get multiple packages come through. Then I spend the afternoon sorting through it, splitting it down, checking it out, making sure it's good. The return on investment's low, but if you can turn it over quick, then it's appreciative, isn't it? It's exponential. If you're only making 25% on something, you've now got, if you spend $1 on something and you manage to make $1.25, you've now got $1.25 to spend, and then you're going to make 25% on that, 25% on that. You look at that over a month, you are getting a return on investment eventually. It's work, but in everything work.
Yeah. That's a good strategy. I mean, you're not killing yourself out there beating the car boot sales and such.
Well, it's like I don't think my camera can show it from here, but on the floor down right here, you can see these boxes down here. Each one of those boxes holds 200 coins. They're already in flips. I've got about 5,000 coins behind me in stock. So there's very few coins that I don't have, which is good because that makes you a go-to dealer. If someone wants something, they'll think, "Oh, Phil, he's probably got that," or if he hasn't, he can get that.
Do you have a website, or do you sell exclusively through eBay?
eBay has got such a large customer base, so primarily that. If I was to set up a website, it's a time investment to do it. Plus, I'd then have to keep an eye on 2 things at the same time. You'd get better returns, but it's the work involved. I mean, I know it's these days you can get websites set up easily, can't you? But they're never to the way you want it to be. eBay's already got it in force, and I don't think eBay's rates are that extortionate, really. You know,
Yeah.
I had promotion, and Christ knows what else to it.
With the website, you would spend all your time promoting your website instead
exactly.
of
There's a lot of
making
advertising to
money.
do. You could look at 2 years of no return from that.
Well, you know,
You'd have to have a long-term business strategy to make that work, or a hell of a lot more stock than I do.
of course, the people that you've already sold to would, you know, they would immediately come, you know, they go to your website first because it'd be easier to
Yeah,
search.
they would. Yeah, I
But
mean,
the person that watches, like, just happens to pop into this show, and you know, they're not a coin collector, but they would like to get into buying silver. What do? They go to eBay because it's
yeah.
there, and it, you know, they're not having to search for you, or it's
Not only
just
that, if it doesn't turn up, eBay will refund your money.
yeah.
If you go through a website or something, you've got to then contact your bank or go through PayPal or try and drag it out. I mean, I've had this before. I bought from not privately, but from
Morning,
offline
Mike.
dealers,
Morning, Beth.
and stuff doesn't turn up, and I have to go through the rigmarole, getting onto the bank and saying, look, it's been 6 months, nothing's arrived. I've got nothing back from emails. Been promised me money back, it's not arrived. My bank's really good though. They say, right, we'll sort it. An hour later, money's back in my account. The thing is, by then, the demand for the coins that I thought I was going to get, it's gone. You can't get back. You can't claim back prospective money, can you? You can't claim back what you might have earned from it.
Right.
So, but the thing is, you learn and you just don't use those people again, and you warn everyone else not to.
Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Mike. Well, let me throw a question out to the viewers. Have any of you thought about buying coins that you're not buying? Gold, silver coins, gold and silver bullion, you know, bars, whatever. Have you, since you started listening to these guys like Todd and Phil and Lag, and not Lag, hell, we don't know what Lag does. Felix, Lag probably runs he's probably a director of short adult films, you know. But you know, Felix, you know, has anybody started looking into that?
I don't know that I would have convinced anybody to do what I do.
A lot of people that I know that aren't interested in coins, they'll find it interesting for 10 minutes and think, oh, that's really good. You know a lot about that, don't you? But then they go, well, I'm bored. Can we talk about football now?
Yeah,
Well, you know,
because it's just it's not interesting unless you're into it.
I don't know. That's if you can find an angle on it. I mean, coin collecting is probably it's not as nerdy or as looked down upon as say stamp collecting as the philatelists. But there's just no money. There's no money in stamps now. I mean, I do deal a little bit in stamps, but you have to have some seriously good collector stuff. Not, oh, I've got a stamp off an envelope. Do you want to buy that? You're looking at pence, literally pence, and you can't sell that via post because probably the stamp on the postage you're sending is worth more than the bloody stamp you're sending.
right.
That's true.
So I do. The thing is, people that are interested in coins can sometimes be interested in, or are more likely to be interested in stamps, and people that are interested in stamps are more likely to be interested in coins. So it doesn't harm to dabble in both.
When I was in high school, I had a friend that collected stamps, and he had tens of thousands.
Yeah. I bet if you had them appraised, they'd say, oh, I'll give you $20.
Well,
the album looks nice.
his was appraised, and this would have been like 1974. It was appraised at about $12,000.
Well, that's not bad. You must have had some good shit in there.
He did have some good stuff in there. He would buy collections from other 16-year-olds because they collected them when they were a kid, and now they're a teenager. That's not where they want to put their money.
It's not cool no more.
Right. And then his doubles that he would have, he would sell them to a bunch of old guys because they got, they're old men now and they're got back into stamp collecting. But he
That's the
had
way to do it.
he had thousands, tens of thousands. I mean, just books and books and books and um,
I mean, it is a similar strategy that I use, but not to sell on. I buy people's stamp collections or stamps as long as they haven't been franked, as long as they got full gum and they haven't been through the postal service. A lot of the stamps over here are still valid for post, even if they're 50 years old. So sometimes people don't realise you can still use them for post, but maybe they don't send post. And I can buy face value stamps now for say 60, 70%. That's 60, 70% off of my post bill. And my post bill is considerable. I send out, I don't know, several thousand small packets a year. So
well, our eBay, because I have a store, gives us a shipping discount. So even if I did that, I probably wouldn't come out ahead.
the thing that it doesn't annoy me, but it must annoy stamp collectors. I buy stuff that is collection standard. Is really good shit. It's got all the edge into it. It's got gutter pairs and all the traffic lights and all the other stuff and things that collectors like to have in their collection. I just tear it open, separate all the stamps, lick them, whack them on an envelope, and put them in the post box because they're worth more to me than trying to sell them. I have tried. I've put them on eBay before, saying, "What about this gutter pair with traffic lights and Christ knows what else?" They just sit there. No one looks. No one cares. So I think, well, sod this. I took them all off and put them in the post.
Mr. Sadie,
The other day, because I can buy, say, if I buy 30 quid's worth of stamps off of eBay, they're probably worth about 40 to 50 pounds in value for shipping, as long as it's something that I don't have to send tracked. I've got loads of low value coins that they're like a couple of quid, a few dollars or something like this. I've got to put the lowest postage I can on them, and it doesn't matter if they get lost in the post. I don't care. There's only 1 in 100 will ever get lost. But if I buy an eBay label, I'm paying full ship for it. So it's a reasonably good strategy. Especially, it's like I've got the system on eBay at the moment. A lot of my stuff is well under 20 quid, and they got a system on eBay in the UK. It's called low value system, and you can opt into that, and your final selling fee is 5p plus a percentage, rather than 30p plus a different percentage. So it works out that I can undercut anyone that is selling low value stuff that hasn't enrolled in the same system, and I get my stamps cheap. So I can sell, if I sell something for £2, most people might make, I don't know, pence worth of profit out of that, whereas I'm making probably 10 times more profit than they are.
I'm going to go refill my coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's all down to you got to look into every angle, every single cost, and if you can beat someone else at it, then you can take their market from them. Because if I undercut someone at a low value item by just 10 pence, they can't afford to do that. I can't. And then they see the quality of the coin they get, and they then trust me as a dealer, and they'll buy my good shit. I get a hell of a lot of repeat custom, but people will buy small stuff to start with the intention of buying a larger purchase later, just to test the water. They don't want to buy a large purchase, $50, $100 worth of purchase or something, if they don't know the quality of merchandise they're going to get.
Have you had many repeat buyer? I mean, like people just email you directly and say, "Hey, Phil, you got such and such," or do they pretty much all your purchases come through eBay?
It's mostly eBay, because although I don't have to use the fee system if I was to sell privately,
right,
the work involved offsets that.
Right.
So, but I do have, I think, 25% of all my sales through eBay are repeat.
But they're pretty much always going through eBay.
Oh yeah, it just saves so much time.
And it probably just keeps everybody honest too.
Yeah, like I say, because eBay have got all the system in place,
Right.
they can buy in confidence. I mean, I'm the one at the disadvantage because they can take the mick out. I mean, if I send something untracked and they say it hasn't arrived, I'm screwed.
Right.
I got a refund. I can't prove otherwise. And you know it's going to happen time to time, but as long as it's only one in a couple of hundred people do that, you expect it's like if you run a shop, if you run a corner store or something, someone's going to go in there and put it in their pocket, aren't they?
Right.
It's going to happen in any trade. Someone is going to rip you off somewhere. You just got to try and put systems in place to mitigate it as much as you can. and it's sharing of information, isn't it? I mean, I'm not the only reseller on there. I know quite a few on there. If I get a bad customer, I tell them, and they'll add them to their blocked list. So that, and similarly, if someone gets a bad experience, if I hear about who the hell it is, I won't sell. They can go screw themselves. And of course, you can normally see if someone's joined eBay within the last few days or the last hour or something. I don't turn them down, but I will have a quick look at their profile, and then I'll decide the shipping method. If I have to use a more expensive shipping method, if it's more secure for me, I'll do it. And then if they come back after that, well, they're fine. I'll just put it through standard post or something, because I know more than likely, if they haven't screwed me on the first time, they're not going to screw me on the second.
Do you ship a lot to US?
About 50% of my overseas sales will go to US, because US do have a pretty good interest in coins. I get a few European. I used to get a fair few from Germany, but Germany are put into practices at the moment where if you ship with them, you've got to join a scheme because they've got a recycling system and shit like this. There's a £30 fee you've got to pay to get onto it, and it's just so much easier just to exclude Germany.
The recycling, as in the shipping materials?
Yeah. If you're a business seller, you have to contribute towards the cost of recycling the packaging, which basically means that unless I had a massive German following and I'm selling hundreds of pounds worth of stuff, I'm not putting up a £30 a year fee for the privilege of selling stuff.
Yep. On the other hand, when we were in Germany, it was one of the cleanest places I've ever been. And then we went to Italy, and it was not one of the cleanest places I've ever been.
Depends what part of Italy. If you go to the only a small part of Italy is really rich. The rest of it's really poor.
Right.
Well, I suppose it's like any country, though, isn't it? There's going to be areas in certain countries where you can walk down a spot street.
Naples
turn a corner,
was awful.
Turn a corner and it's this high in trash.
People dumped their trash on the street in Naples. It was horrible.
They do it outside my house. I don't live in the best district. The people downstairs are of the oldest profession, let's say.
Okay.
There's a new bloke out. I better not talk too because my window's open. But just downstairs, there's a new man knocking on the door every 20 minutes for their slot. And the backyard is always full of bedclothes drying. A hell of a lot of bedclothes drying, and the bin is full of marital aid packaging. So it's pretty evident what goes on beneath my feet.
Marital aid packages.
You don't live.
Well,
you don't live near Oslo and Daisy, do you?
Contraception.
Yes,
packaging and all this sort of
I understood what you said. It's just the English way of putting
I'm
things.
as polite as possible. I don't know if your audience is as vulgar as I can be. So.
It can get kind of dodgy in these shows.
Especially when Roberta chimes in.
That's right.
Is she there?
Yeah, she's sitting over there. She's saying, "Not me," with the little halo glowing on the top of her head.
I'm teasing, Roberta. I'm teasing.
Phil, Roberta is my wife. She works from home, and she's
she's the one that agrees with my wine drinking, so she's okay.
yeah.
Did I see a cattail go past you earlier, Tom?
Yeah, it's my baby girl.
Hello.
Yeah, she can
Yeah.
be. She can be really.
Phil, during the show we used to count how many times Tom would grab a cat and throw it off of his desk. Some
My cat's
shows
on the
we would
windowsill.
get up to 10 times.
Yeah, my cat's on the windowsill in the other room having a bit of sun at the moment.
Well, we have three, and she likes to be with mom and dad. Uh, her litter mate, Pumpkin, he's in bed with my oldest son because my oldest son works second shift, so he sleeps till noon. And our kitten, who weighs 17 pounds, he's in the kitchen window. But she likes to normally, which she is right now, laying on top of Roberta's computer over on her side of the desk.
Speaking of pets, where's Jim, Tara?
She must have stepped away.
He's walking around. He's around.
How well do you know your Star Wars there, Tom? Do you know all the characters?
Somewhat. I'm not. Other than the first three, the ones that came out in the 70s and 80s, I'm not too big on the rest of them.
Just my cat's name is Asuka, who is one of the characters. It's probably a later character.
She's the
one with the orange things coming out of her head.
Yeah. I knew who she was. I just couldn't know how to describe those tentacles.
I had to think up a name for the cat, so I thought Asuka will do. Although the cat doesn't care, so I'll just call her Oi Cat. So
Oi Cat.
See, I like
Get Down. I call her Get Down. That's what she says.
That's right. I like the Mandalorian. I like those.
Oh,
I like those better than I do the old
I used to sell.
shows.
I used to sell Lego minifigures. I've still got a load of them, but eBay screwed me over. I've got a wall of it. See all that racking there?
Yeah.
That's all knockoff Lego minifigures from Star Wars, and I used to sell them for about $3 or $4 a time. I used to get them in from China for about 20 pence. I declared on eBay they're not Lego. I said, they look exactly like.
Oh yeah, they don't like that though.
Like the Lego, they're everything like the Lego. In fact, they're better detailed than the Lego, but they're not Lego. But Lego got wind of it because of the bloody Mandalorian and the Bad Batch. I had a day where I sold 200 figures and I made something like 800 quid. And this came to the attention of the Lego people, who put a zero straight on me.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Well,
I was making a lot of bucks.
If you look on Temu, and I know I say that a lot, but if you can spend hours looking through their stuff.
Yeah.
They have all these little. They have all of these. They're not Hello Kitties. They're Happy Cats, and
close enough. They come from China in packets like this, yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to talk to the Chinese lady on the phone and via email, and I used to strike up some deals. I used to buy thousands of pounds worth and have them shipped over. I used to arrange to buy a hell of a lot at a time so they can be shipped over as cheaply as possible. It used to cost me 200 to 300 quid to ship them, so I used to have to buy them by the thousands and thousands. But I used to do excellent photography of them. I used to show every aspect of them. I used to say they're not Lego. They're the cheaper variety of them. They will work with Lego, but you're not allowed to mention the word Lego if it's not Lego. And they almost shut my shop. They just stripped it of every single listing and said, you put this up once more time and we'll close you. And I thought, wow, I've still got.
Do the Chinese sellers still sell them on eBay too?
Yeah, everyone does. I was on the telephone.
I mean, when my son was like 6, we did buy some of them.
800 sellers, including people like me in this country, because I was competing with other people that had the same idea. If there's a good idea out there, you're not going to be the only one on it, are you? But I said, what about all these? They said, oh, the eBay system will pick it up eventually. It's all computer done. It's
Yeah.
all AI and all this other shit. I said, I don't mind if you take down all my listings, but take theirs down too. Then they wouldn't have none of it. I thought, wow,
Yeah, it happens.
there has to be consistency.
Yeah, they just.
I'll try putting them on Etsy and God knows what else, but I would have to relist the whole lot. I might do one day if I get a spare minute, but because Etsy still haven't caught up on it, and I don't give a shit if they shut that shop down.
And guess what? Most people that've got little boys or little girls, can't be sexist here, that are playing with Legos,
They don't
they
care if
don't
it's really
give a
Lego.
damn whether they're Lego or they're Play-Go or
Yeah, but
any
it's
other
Lego
stuff.
that's putting it. They're mad because you're
The thing
using
is,
a rip-off and
Oh,
I
yeah.
selling it
wouldn't
on
sell it.
eBay.
I mean, I do have a conscience. I wouldn't sell it if the quality of the item was crap. But the
Yeah.
paintwork on it, the printing on it, and its compatibility with Lego, it's identical to Lego. I mean, I've looked at, because I was it's like I used to use not the Alibaba that the customer would use, but I use the business Alibaba sites where you buy stuff in bulk. You do special orders with them, and they'll show you their factory systems and their factory systems. They'll show you the schematics of the stuff that they make, and it's to the micron. You know, they make sure it fits. It is better than Lego make it, and that's saying something because Lego can make stuff really good.
Right.
And I've had even collectors that know it's not Lego. You know, they're not stupid. They've read the bloody description. People have bought it and said, "I'm surprised." They said, "This is actually better than the bloody original I've got." And of course, all the accessories that might come with it, the shields, the lightsabers, the guns, and Christ knows what else, that's interchangeable anyway. So it was a shame. It was a shame. But I probably could have gone full time doing that. I was considering it. I was going to go into all the Harry Potters and all that, all the Marvel.
Right. Well,
Um,
if I just jumped over to Temu just to see if you search by Star Wars, you get all of these like figures and stuff like that. You know what they are, but
Yeah.
it doesn't say Star Wars in the listing at all. So when you search store in its search algorithm, it shows it's got Star Wars in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like all the figures, all the characters, but not
And
once.
I've got some brilliant stuff behind me on there. I've got all the Boba Fett's, Kylo Ren's, and I had. The thing is, China is ahead of the market. They know all the TV series that are being made.
Right.
So I can stock up on all. I used to be able to stock up on all that stuff, and then release it the moment the show comes out on Disney or something like this, and you'd sell millions of them. But no, eBay won't let me do that. So I went to my secondary market. I know my coins, so I thought, well, if I can work out a way of sourcing this reasonably cheap, which just took about a year to sort that out, but I still make. It's basically pocket money. I still have to rely on my normal salary, but I don't think I could expand what I'm doing right now to the point where you're going to make a good wage, because the volume I'd have to sell, there just isn't the hours in the day to be able to sort that out. I'd have to upgrade. I'd have to start selling much higher value stuff, and that's a lot harder to source. But you got to take what you can get.
Right. Well, it's eBay did come out with the shipping for postcards and things like that, because people were just freaking out because they were getting charged $4 for shipping on something that costs 29 cents to mail.
Exactly.
And then when you say, why is it so much? It's like, because we have to have tracking. And
Yeah. It's
so
not just tracking. They usually use a third party to do it.
right.
So they've got to pay them. They got to make a profit. eBay got to make a profit, and you got to still have profit. So by the time you add all this bloody profit up, you could have printed the damn card yourself.
Yeah.
So I heard, change the subject. I heard yesterday was Bumcrack Pickers birthday.
Whoa.
Is he here? He's here, isn't he?
I haven't seen him.
Good morning, Glenn.
I see him on a few English streams as well.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Hey.
Or he used to be more.
I,
Hey, Glenn.
For a while I was kind of hung up on watching these guys recycle stuff, and there's a bunch. There is a bunch of YouTubers from the UK and
Is that like scrapping?
yeah, Netherlands.
There's money in that if you can get the right materials. It's like you get coppers or batteries and stuff like that, which has got good metals in it. You can get good money, even electronics.
Okay, thanks,
I know
Matt.
people that pick up cheap electronics and then the recycle value is higher than what they paid. There's money in all sorts of trash.
Yeah, especially if you got the patience to sit down and
Yeah. But the
break
thing
it
is,
down.
if you're on a low income and you want an income stream to add to it, you do have the time, don't you? You may as well use it and get yourself another secondary income coming in.
In our neighborhood, which there's probably in the whole area, not just in our subdivision, but we have one big connector road coming in, and then all these smaller subdivisions coming off of it. There's probably 500 to 1,000 houses out here. Our trash pickup, our rubbish pickup is on Wednesdays, and so on Tuesday there's a guy that comes around. He's got an F-150, 250 with a big trailer on the back of it, and he rides this whole neighborhood. And he's got wash machines, vacuum, all that kind of stuff.
Like that. Yeah, on the local Facebook groups, there's always the scrappers. They say just drop me a PM or something if you got some shit. Just tell me your address and that, and I'll tell you when I'm going to be riding down your road. Just bung it at the end of your driveway, and I'll throw it on the lorry. That's good money in it. People don't realise. It's like old car batteries and things. They're worth a lot of money.
Lori is not his wife. Lori is his truck or his van. Just clarifying that for people. Because we used to watch Keeping Up Appearances. And one of the highest,
what's that? Is that the bouquet?
Madame Bouquet. Yeah. And one of Highest's catchphrases was, "Richard, mind the lorry." Yeah. And so we're going down the road, now we're going down the road, and Roberto will say, "Mind the lorry." And I'll say, "What? Where?" Anyway, our kids
down husband did that.
Yeah, our kids for the longest time, they were like, "What are y'all talking about?" when they were little. Now they know because we say it all the time. But and they watch. We talked about it yesterday. The auto show that Jeremy was on that got kicked off of.
The old Top Gear.
Top Gear, yeah. And they're always driving lorries and stuff like that. So,
dragging caravans to beat up.
Yeah.
Used to hate the caravans, didn't they? Because the modern version of that's still running on the BBC here, but it hasn't got the presenters on there because of their issues when Mr. Jeremy decided to punch someone in the face.
Right.
That's when they all moved over to Amazon. The BBC try to keep it going with other popular presenters and stuff, but the show basically was those three people, wasn't it?
Yeah, the cars were just the vehicle to drive the show.
Ages and ages ago. I mean, the show's been running for years. Ages and ages ago, it used to be a consumer program where it just reviewed cars sensibly.
Right.
And then Jeremy Clarkson came on there, and Jeremy Clarkson, like you know, is a bit of a character. And it just went in that direction. It became mainstream entertainment with cars.
It's
You didn't have to be interested in cars; you'd watch it for the show.
you know, it's a boys' show. They do. I have this thing when my boys were in high school. We I helped coach the cross country team because one of my sons was on the country cross country
Oh, I
team,
used to hate the cross country at school. I did.
and I came up with the motto that boys are stupid and girls are crazy, and they
You're wrong.
are, and
That
that's
still
not
holds. That still holds.
that is not slandering either one of
No,
them.
no, that's an observation.
That is, yeah, and it's the truth, because these boys would do some stupid. But you just talk about, you hear your fathers talking about. Well, we built a glider and tried to sell it off the house one time.
Yeah.
That's stupid stuff that boys do. Girls don't do stuff like that. They just want to do stuff like, what are you thinking? You know, they want to be up in your business. But I came up with that little motto, and everybody thought it was humorous because it was, especially the fathers. They're like, "Yeah, how did we ever grow into men and not kill each other?" With some of the stuff that we did. But you know, I mean, I like the old show with Jeremy and the guys in it. They had an American version. They were trying to
Yeah, I
make it
saw. Yeah,
funny.
we saw the American version. It doesn't translate, does it?
Nah,
It,
because
it,
our humor is different. If you don't like, you got to understand the whole British humor thing
yeah,
to make
but
it work.
there is like that level and that level, but there is a crossover. There is a
Right.
crossover. I mean, there's some American shows that we watch over here, which I find hilarious. There's some American shows over here. I'm just going, what the fuck? Why? How's that funny? It
We
must be exactly the same in the States. You must watch some English rubbish on there and think, what are they all about? There nutters.
Well, we like British TV, British humor, and because we watch,
It's all watered down now because of all this woke nonsense. We used to have shows that used to had stuff which is politically incorrect today, which were hilarious at the time. I don't honestly don't think at the time it was meant to be racist or bigamist or any of those words. It was just funny, but it's attitudes, isn't it? Attitudes change. People will tolerate or not tolerate stuff. In 10 years' time, we'll be looking at some of the shows that are out today and go, what?
I bet you 70% of British TV would not be allowed on the United States on
No,
the U.S. TV because the language
it won't be allowed. It's not allowed on here.
and the topics and the non wokeness of it, And I'm not saying that in bad because we watch the hell out of it, all of it. Uh, but it's like I said, it's just not because they use language that I'm like I can see that on CBS. I could hear somebody saying that being sarcastic, but we watch. We have my son has because he's big into the Top Gear and all those shows. He has the Britback or BrickBox or something like that, which is all the British TVs, and we watch a lot of
Oh,
that.
I know. Yeah, BritBox.
Yeah,
BritBox.
BritBox. A lot of shows, and they've got. Honestly, they have got some good shows that would probably do well over here.
Does does he use BritBox using a US internet connection, or does he connect to a use a VPN and use the
He comes through
UK?
Amazon, however that works.
Yeah, because if you use a VPN or something, one of these, like Norton or whatever the hell,
Right.
millions of them in there, you can lock on to say a London server, and then see all the shows that you're not allowed to see in the US. It's the same over here. We can there'll be some stuff you might want to watch on Netflix or something like that, and in a country there's a set amount of shows they'll show you. But
Right.
if you go to say Australia or United States or Germany or something like this, they got a different set. They got a different set of shows you can watch. You think, oh, so you send your signal from the computer to another server,
Right.
and the people that are the streamers or whatever, the people that are streaming this stuff to you, think you're in that country because it then goes to that server and then the server sends it to you.
Right.
It's like it's legal. It's completely legal, and
Right.
a lot of these streaming services are trying to get systems in place to stop you from doing it. So I can't do it on Amazon anymore. If I try to lock onto, it's like there's some shows I used to like on they're shown on the UK and they're shown on the US, but on the US they're shown a day or two earlier.
Right.
And I thought, oh, I really want to watch the next one of that. And I tried to lock onto the Amazon one, and it knows. I don't know how the bloody hell it knows. I even tried a VPN and everything, and it says, no, you're not allowed to do none of that. We notice you're using a VPN, so you can go stick it up your ass. Oh, whatever. I'll wait a couple of days then.
And you wouldn't think they would really care.
Oh,
You
well,
know?
I'm paying the bloody money for it.
Yeah.
It's not like It's not like I'm trying to screw them or nothing. I'm paying my subscription. But the thing is, some of the shows I watch, I like to watch the synopsis about it on YouTube. There's plenty of people that will review it and say, did you notice this? Did you notice that? You know, and did you what did you think about this storyline? Thing is, if it's shown in the United States a day earlier than in the UK, all these are popping up right now, and you're going, oh, get it away, no spoilers, please. You know.
Folks, I got to get moving.
Yeah.
I got packages to ship and
Yeah, I've got all
How
my
many you got
packed.
going out today, Todd?
6.
So that's about what, $1,200 for you today?
Yeah.
Because Todd sells all that high dollar preppy cowboy gear and stuff like that, you know.
He's got to fund his stacking somehow.
There you go.
All
so
right.
I'll be popping out. Thanks a lot, Tom.
I got to get out of here too.
Okay.
So anyway, Phil, thanks for coming in. Tara, thanks for coming in. Todd, thank you as always for coming in. Tomorrow, Scott will be doing the show, I'm assuming, since I haven't talked to Scott all week long. Back on my show on Thursday. Todd's on Friday. And when was Veronica doing her show? You know, she went to one day a week, like at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
You talking about Victoria?
Yeah, Victoria.
She switched to Friday, except this past Friday she was at her daughter's graduation, so she didn't do one Friday. But she does her show early in the morning, like
7:30, I think it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you be? She's always so chipper and whatnot. How can you be so chipper at 7:30 in the morning?
That is
There's two types of people in the morning, and there's two types of people in the morning. There's those that jump out of bed dancing, and those that don't.
Yeah.
She is. If you look up perky in the dictionary, there's a picture of Victoria.
She is always so chipper, and
I know.
I bet when she's not chipper, everybody gets out of the house. So anyway, thanks for everybody for coming in.
Bye.
Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Let's see you later.
Thanks, Phil.